Keep the ball, keeping it real with the facts, and let you know about our opinion. LeBron, he's great. Like, we already know that. We knew this coming into the playoffs. We've known this for years now. So tune in into the playbook, 4 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
I am Raphael Young, and then there were four. What am I talking about? 4 teams remain in the NBA playoffs. Who will win it all? Will it be the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics, the Houston Rockets, or the defending champion Golden State Warriors? I can tell you that anything is possible in the NBA playoffs, and I will talk about the Celtics like Fox. Tune in every Monday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. at ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's real life.
What's up, Chicago? With Jay Pfeiffer from Second City Sports. And in case you missed it, here's what 670 The Scores Mark Brody had to say about our Cubs.
If I'm grading the Cubs, and they're graded on a higher scale, I'd say about a C+ right now. Starting pitching has been a little bit uneven, and mostly because of Yu Darvish. But it would appear that they are on track to upping that grade a little bit as we speak.
You don't want to miss next week's episode, so tune in every Thursday from 12 to 2 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Nothing moves the blob.
We got fake news. We got clickbaited by the pro thinking we're going to get something different when the exact same thing happened.
With the quarterbacks in this league, he's probably closer to top 10 because the quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, I called it.
Yes,
Jinder Mahal.
Yes, you
the
did.
modern day Maharaja. Jinder Mahal, Ms. Roman Reigns, next feud. The Bob Rob Show with Central Farrell and Elijah Richardson. Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, it's Chris Reese, and I am so glad to be back at IMS. I graduated back in 2007. Started my career at US 99.5. Started working with Lisa and Ray. I was the producer there for about 7-8 years, and I am so glad to be back in the building teaching some new students here, getting them back doing Adobe, getting over that fear of talking on the radio. And it's Chris Reese, night guy on 101.9 The Mix, and I am IMS.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Chicagoland Sports Radio Sports Update.
At 2 o'clock, I'm the Goon with your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com update, brought to you by the Illinois Media School. For more information on careers in broadcasting, go to BeOnAir.com. The Cubs welcome the Cleveland Indians to town after having Monday off. Tyler Chatwood is on the mound against Trevor Bauer. This World Series rematch renews from Wrigley Field tonight at 6:05. The White Sox lost 3-2 to the Baltimore Orioles yesterday. Manny Machado, Adam Jones, and Mark Trumbull all homered for the O's. James Shields will be on the mound against Kevin Guzman. First pitch comes at 7:10. The Washington Capitals fought off elimination with a 3-0 win in Game 6. TJ Oshie had a pair of goals, and Devontae Smith-Pelly also netted one in the win. Game 7 is tomorrow night in Tampa. And Tampa Bay Lightning head coach John Cooper may have sparked some controversy and raised some eyebrows with comments concerning the Vegas Golden Knights. He says the Knights' success this campaign is far from a fairy tale, and also including it's a success story is what it is. It's not a Cinderella story. This update is also brought to you by Chicago Dogs Baseball. The home opener for the inaugural season will be May 25th when they take on the Kansas City T-Bones at 7:05. For tickets, visit thechicagodogs.com. I'm the Goon, and you're listening to Chicagoland Sports Radio. It's not just sports, it's a way of life. Live on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, it's the penalty box with Hot Take Nikos and the Goon.
They've got the golden ticket. They're moving on to the Western Conference Final.
And limping along now. Warlock with a shot. Fires, scores! Christy Domenico, crossbar and down. Ice on. Respond immediately. Greg Boyd has tied the game on the power play. Hard pass to Laney, he scores. Shaky, dropping in behind him. Buckland shoots. He scores.
Marcia Schultz out for McNabb. He scores.
For Franson, one time. Scores! Cody Franson is capitalized. Score! Untouched by Niskanen from the point.
Now here's Hot Take Nikos and the Goon. That's right. It is Tuesday, and it is 2 o'clock, and it is time for the penalty box. As always, I'm the Goon, here with you with Hot Take Nikos.
What up, what up, what up?
What's going on?
Nothing much. We are in the studio. We are in the CSR studio talking the beautiful sport that is hockey.
Oh, yeah, always.
So,
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Me neither, man. So how you been? What was your weekend? What'd you do? Where's my keys?
I went to Wisconsin. We
What'd
got
you
to see my grandparents. Did a little bit of fishing.
Did you catch anything then?
No, I was trying
Fail.
to teach my nephew how to fish, and we only found one worm in the backyard. And we weren't gonna go get bait because I don't have my fishing license. We're up there yet, and so
You need a fishing license to buy worms?
it's no, not to buy worms, but to fish.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
So it's kind of stupid. It's like that everywhere. But so I go to like catch a fish, and I feel the bobber on the line just going way down. So I went to go like pull it up, and then all of a sudden like the fish was gone. I was like, all right.
See, whenever I picture fishing, I always think of like the bobber goes down, and you have like a whole bunch of people trying to pull the guy up from the boat, and the boat goes under, and you lose the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oh well, that sounds fun. I mean, I haven't went fishing in a while. I think last time I went fishing, I tried grabbing a fish actually out of the water, and I got like, I forget what they call it. They call it like finned or something.
Yeah.
And my whole hand was like bleeding. So that was fun.
Little sharp there, huh?
A little sharp. But they did it. The Golden Knights are in the final.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Kind of a weird transition.
Yeah, I was thinking of pain, and I thought of the Golden Knights causing so much pain.
Now, what would their fan base know about pain?
Nothing.
Nothing,
They know.
exactly.
They had like a 2-game losing streak in the regular season. So
And before we get into that,
there was that.
if you have an opinion on today's show, which we always know you will, 773-966-2494. Give us a call. Let us know what you think about the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup Final. All right, I got to ask you real quick. The thing about John Cooper comes out about his comments that he made, saying that it's not a Cinderella story, that it's just a great sports story, but it's nothing like magical. What do you think about that?
Well, the Vegas Golden Knights are, I think you can add in those. I think the Vegas Golden Knights are something of a, there's something else. Like you can't even explain because there's no real comparison of what they've done. Yes, the 1968 St. Louis Blues, who were an expansion team, made it to the finals, but they were in a division full of expansion teams at the time. So one of y'all had to make it, but it was like just the pure fact that the Golden Knights are pretty much a bunch of cast-offs and second line and third line forwards that that are here now, and they perform so well. It is a Cinderella story, but it's not because they are a legit team.
Yeah.
People didn't give them, they should have gave them a chance in the playoffs. I did, but I didn't. I don't know.
Guilty.
Yeah, I thought that they were gonna fail this whole season, and then they go into the playoffs, and now they're in the final. So I mean, it's kind of cool. But yeah, in general, it's like they're not. He's right where they're not a Cinderella story. They're just another team, but they're just a first-year team doing this. It's nuts, absolutely nuts.
Not much I'll say, and then of course, I had a laugh yesterday. Reading a little bit of news, and I was on Twitter, obviously. MMA guy Ariel Helwani, saying, the Vegas Golden Knights are the greatest thing to happen to sports, and it's like the ultimate sports story of all time. And we were talking a little bit with the guys from the Fight Lit Report that are on right before us, and I said, they must forget there was a team here in Chicago that hadn't won a World Series in 108 years and then finally triumphed to do that. I wasn't trying to throw shade. I wasn't trying to be a homer for my city.
No, dude, but at the same time, yes, I know that the Cubs hadn't won it since then, but the year before that, they were in the conference finals or whatever you want to call it for baseball, right?
They were in the championship series, but they got swept.
Yeah, but still, they were there. Like, people knew that they were gonna come up and win. Nobody knew that the Vegas Golden Knights were gonna come out, win their division, battle for first in the league for points, and then make it to the Stanley Cup final. I think we knew
just short of saying they were going to the Stanley Cup final. I think we knew that back in December when they were on the route of killing everybody.
Nobody, but so you're telling me in December when they were killing everybody, you're like, yep, Stanley Cup winner right there.
No, I didn't. I said just short of that.
Yeah, I don't
just
know.
coming up just shy of that. We knew they were going to the playoffs.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. Everything just seems to have gone right for them this season. I can't even. All right, so speaking of like Twitter things too, I saw a lot of people talking about how the Vegas Golden Knights had the easiest route to the Stanley Cup final this year. What do you think about that?
See, I completely disagree. I mean, you have to come out and you play the LA Kings in the first round. LA is not one of those teams that you take lightly, especially in the playoffs. Then you move on and play San Jose. Completely, you do well against San Jose.
Right.
And Marc-Andre Fleury plays lights out hockey. And then you have to come in and play the Winnipeg Jets, who arguably were the team to beat in the West,
right on.
According to me and a lot of people. Everybody agrees with me there.
You're a credible source.
Yeah.
According to me.
According to me. And now you're going to have to play one of the best teams in the East for the Stanley Cup final. And whether that's going to be Washington or Tampa Bay, we'll get to in a little bit. We're not going to talk
too much
about everything in the first segment of the show.
That's it. After this, it's done. We only got 15
All right,
minutes.
let's go home.
We're doing one take. All right, so Jonathan Quick, 2012. You know that he had one of the best goaltending performances of all time, pretty much. I think he had like a .945 save percentage at the end of the playoffs, which is absolutely nuts. Is Fleury doing him up one? Is he upping him in these playoffs?
I think so. Now, let's be honest. Fleury, the past 2 years. I know Matt Murray was in net last year, but it's not like neither of the guys have been there before. Like they know, they're like two of those guys who know what they have to do to try and help their team win.
But I don't think anybody thought that or would have imagined that Fleury's putting up a 951 save percentage. He's saving. People don't. A 951 save percentage is only 49% less. He's saving. What is that? Like 90%, around like 85% of the shots he's faced this whole playoffs. He's only lost 3 games. The entire Vegas Golden Knights are 12-3. They've only lost 2 games in the San Jose series.
Yeah.
Like they've only lost 3 games in the playoffs. It's nuts.
Right. Yeah. They lost 2 against San Jose and then 1 against Winnipeg. That's nuts. And, don't get me wrong. You have a great team in Vegas. You said before, they're like a bunch of cast-offs and whatnot. And when you have guys who can retool themselves in order to help a team win, it's amazing. And you're seeing that with the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, I just think everyone just kind of came together. And I mean, like when you look at, we said the likes of Fleury, and you see all these, third or fourth line players, sticking to the role that they were put in for so long with their other teams, and now coming into their own, giving this ice time. Like, what's his name? Wild Bill Karlsson. He had an interview, I think, a couple weeks ago, where he was saying that someone asked him, how do you go from 9 goals 2 consecutive seasons to a 43 goal player? And his response was just, I wanted to be a better player. And he said, I wanted to do all the things that I came into the NHL for. And obviously we see what he did with the 43 70-point performance that he had this whole regular season, plus the playoffs. I mean, it helps that you got Marchessault, Karlsson, and Riley Smith just clicking together nonstop, and you have that line on a consistent basis performing for you.
Well, and do you think it talks about the locker room in Columbus? Like maybe the locker room morale situation is a little bit better in Vegas. It's a little bit looser, a little bit more laid back.
I don't know about that. I think it's just purely, William Karlsson wasn't going to get the ice time over Wenberg, wasn't going to get the ice time over Dubois, or insert center here over him. So I mean, hey, you go to another team where you're relied on, and they said, hey, if you mess up, that's okay. Then yeah, you're going to go out and do that. So I really think that you hear that too?
Sorry, I meant to go share her live stream, and I'm like, Why am I hearing us? And then sorry, my bad. All right, yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying I don't see why not the Vegas Golden Knights in this final, but we will get to that.
Are you stealing the Avalanche sign?
Why not us?
Yeah, why not us? I'll give you 31 reasons why not you.
Can you?
No.
I wouldn't mind hearing.
No, I don't know. No, it's just one of those things of, have fun, good luck. Because I mean, to me, I think if Vegas continues to play the way they will, obviously they're going to win the cup this year. And they've showed, at least us, at least me, the doubters per se.
A hater.
I'm not a hater. I was skeptical. There's a difference.
Hater.
No, it's a non-biased skepticism.
It's a hater.
No. You can't say everything.
I can.
No, you can't call me a hater for everything. All right. You lose, you get nothing. Good day, sir.
Right. Well, when we come back, we'll be talking about some more hockey. We might even get into the playoffs. We might. Just maybe.
All right. Well, we'll be back on the penalty box here, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Tom Waddle, ESPN 1000.
Don't waste another minute in a career you don't love. You can be the next great announcer, DJ, producer, or TV reporter. You'll learn key skills from industry pros while working with professional equipment on air and behind the scenes. Still need to keep the 9-to-5 job? Their flexible class schedules can work around any schedule. Short on cash? They have very affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. You'll have access to amazing internships and job placement assistance when you graduate at top radio and TV stations like ESPN. Learn more at beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
What's up, Chicago? With Jay Pfeiffer from Second City Sports. And in case you missed it, here's what 670 The Scores Mark Brody had to say about our Cubs.
If I'm grading the Cubs, and they're graded on a higher scale, I'd say about a C+ right now. Starting pitching has been a little bit uneven, and mostly because of Yu Darvish. But it would appear that they are on track to upping that grade a little bit as we speak.
You don't want to miss next week's episode, so tune in every Thursday from 12 to 2 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
That's right. The Rising Feminist Wrestling Show covers WWE, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and so much more. It is all about the honesty when it comes to promos, wrestling, and of course, the wrestlers aren't even safe. The Rising Feminist Wrestling Show is more than just the highlights. It is the fresh opinions about everything in wrestling. So come join me, Stephanie, the feminist voice of wrestling, every Thursday from 2 to 4 on Chicagoland Sports Radio. It is not just sports, it's a way of life.
Here on the R&R Show, we probably know you've heard, but we like to talk about sports a little differently than every other show. But how? Well, let's show you then.
Rex from Toy Story as my small forward.
Here's the thing with him, though. He's made of plastic. He's not a real dinosaur. I mean, he's more real than DeMar DeRozan in the flip.
Exactly.
And you know what? Maybe we're just a little tad weird, too. Make sure to catch the R&R Show on Mondays, 4 to 6 here at ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, where it's not just sports, it's a way of life.
I am Raphael Young, and then there were 4. What am I talking about? 4 teams remain in the NBA playoffs. Who will win it all? Will it be the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics, the Houston Rockets, or the defending champion Golden State Warriors? I can tell you that anything is possible in the NBA playoffs, and I will talk about the Cubs and White Sox. Tune in every Monday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. at ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's their life.
The heat is finally on in Chicago, and tempers are rising with the bench warmers. The Cubs are going to win the Crosstown Cup. It's as simple as that. 3 games here, 3 games there. They've been producing runs. They've been outscoring opponents. What? The Sox have dropped 9 of their last 10? You've got to be joking.
this is the time the Sox are coming back to shine. Their offense is going to light it up over there at Wrigley. And then in September, when you guys come, we're going to have your old boy, Eloy Jimenez, is going to hit a bomb off Jose Quintana. Tune into the action on the Bench Warmers every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m.
Nothing moves the blob. We got fake news. We got clickbait about a blob thinking we're going to get something different when the exact same thing happened.
With the quarterbacks in this league, he's probably closer to top 10 because the quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, I called it. Jinder Mahal.
Yes, you
the
did.
modern day Maharaja. Jinder Mahal. The Roman Reigns. Next feud. The Bob Show with Cedric Farrell and Elijah Richardson. Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
And that ball is well hit to deep right center field. That one is gone, but not forgotten.
What's going on, Steve?
What's up, Matt?
Tune in Wednesday afternoons from noon to 2 for our show Covering the Bases on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
And you can watch us on Facebook Live. We'll be covering all the latest news on the Cubs and Sox, as well as other happenings around MLB.
And other cool stuff.
Covering the Bases, your one-stop shop for everything MLB every Wednesday, only on Chicagoland Sports Radio. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
I got started at IMS here as an instructor a couple years back after I heard a couple of people I worked with were also instructors here. I'm always here if you need help with developing what you're passionate about. And that's what most people come here for. They have a passion. They want to do something. They want to do radio play-by-play. They want to do sports talk. They want to do updates, whatever it may be. My name is Freddie Hupner. I work at ESPN 1000 as a host and sports anchor, and I am IMS.
Hey, we're back here on the penalty box talking playoff hockey apparently now. Maybe we'll talk some hockey.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. How about them Cavs? You mean you're not found?
Spare me.
He's coming back. He cuts the series in half. LeBron James. He's here.
Dude, if you're honestly going to tell me the NBA is entertaining, I'm going to smack you.
I am on an NBA show.
Okay, so never mind. Well, I'll entertain that point for 1 second. You're telling me that LeBron versus Steph Curry for the fourth year in a row is entertaining. Yeah. You know what it tells me? The NBA is rigged.
Really?
Yes.
That's what that tells you?
Yes.
Not that he's the best player in the world and they have the best team in the world.
You're funny.
Okay, well, hockey now.
All right, yeah, let's go to hockey. Let's talk about a sport that people actually care about.
You're right. All right. So Vegas defeats the Winnipeg Jets 4-1 in the series. Outs them.
Yeah.
How does that affect the Jets? We're going from here. You lose in the conference finals. They had a fantastic year. They run into the Golden. What happened? Why did they lose? Why did they lose 4 consecutive games?
Well, I think that Winnipeg's power play just went cold. And when you're in the playoffs, you got to have a good power play. I mean, kind of, but you know what I mean. I think that Vegas just came to play a little bit better.
Really?
Yeah, and sorry, I don't mean to be giving you like the John Madden version of everything.
Always do.
Oh, my bad. All right. No, let's be honest. The Jets are a good team. I don't know that Connor Hellebuck was going to take them to the promised land this year. And it's nothing against Connor Hellebuck.
Do you think it's Connor Hellebuck's fault, though?
No, I never said that.
Okay.
I'm just saying in general. All right, you have a bunch of guys who can play hockey, but at the same time, I don't think those guys. You needed a little bit something extra on your team.
Yeah, I don't think it was like the goaltending. I think the extra punch should have came from Ehlers. I think the extra punch should have came. I know Stastny did his best, but he only showed up for the first 2 games of that series. I think after they scored those 3 goals in the beginning of the game 1. They lost the rest of the series from there.
Wait, you mean a former St. Louis Blue only showed up for the first 2 games of the series? I'm shocked.
Okay.
I had to get that dig in.
We'll get into your Blackhawks later. We'll get into that later. I know the smile went away. All right. So, yes, Paul Stastny, former Blue, showed up for 2 games, and that was it. There you go. You heard it here. The Blackhawks fan hates the Blues.
I never said that.
Yeah.
I never said that.
Okay, so, yes, he should have showed. I think I don't know. There was a lot of players like Bufflin. All he did was pull players off of people, but realistically, that doesn't really do anything for your team. I don't think so. Didn't really do anything for the morale. Didn't do anything like show up on the scoreboard. I know you're doing your best to hit things, but you're also turning the puck over a lot, and they're relying on you to perform at such a high level that I don't think people really saw how badly Trouba was in this series as well. Just looking at how bad his zone entries were, the guy couldn't skate the puck up halfway through neutral zone. And good on Vegas for blocking that neutral zone hardcore. You want to talk about a trap play without actually playing the trap? I think they invented something new, like the Vegas flu. They caught the Vegas flu, and they succumbed to it.
Let me go back to Trouba for a second. He had those 2 injuries. He came back. He had the 1 injury, came back for I think 1 game, and then was injured again with a concussion. Do you think him not being able to play the last handful of games finally caught up to him? Rather,
I don't think. I don't think his injury really played a big part of that. I just think that playing against a team like the Vegas Golden Knights that hit on your mistakes so hard every time you make one, it's the most. It's just so crucial. So when you get a turnover, even if it's a minor turnover, it turns into a scoring chance. And if you notice how many 2-on-1s were in that series for the Vegas Golden Knights, it was like 10-0 for and how many times did they capitalize on them as well?
A lot.
So I mean, you look at those. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. I think Vegas was the more consistent team. I think sometimes you would get a period of the Winnipeg Jets, and then the rest of the game would be them defending against the Vegas Golden Knights. And you can't win hockey games winning 1 period every game. I mean, if you look, I think the Winnipeg Jets turned it on in that last game 5 with the last 10 minutes, and Vegas just played a trap game again, and they obviously won it 2-1. But I think Vegas has won every single way possible in these playoffs that they could have. And if you have when you have an all-star goaltender like Marc-Andre Fleury,
who
I know, right? Who? When you have an all-star goalie like him, it's hard to lose games like that.
True. I mean, and when you only have to put up 1 to 2 goals a game, because your goalie is a rock and he's gonna continue to be a brick wall, rather, it comes in handy. That's for sure.
Right on. And right. I mean, there's more than just Fleury. Like I was telling you before the show, you have Carlson, Marchessault, and Riley Smith just all coming together and forming that dynamic trio, real and just going around and cycling nonstop. And when you have such a consistent play from the same line, and that even if they don't score, you have depth players on the bottom doing the same thing, and it's nobody's cheating, as they say in hockey. Like no one's cheating that play. And if you don't know what cheating is, it's trying to get another goal when you're up 2-1, or maybe staying back a little bit more when it's when you have the lead or you're tied. Like you're always playing 100% to what your role is, and everybody seems to have that role and do it very well. And that's the whole thing with Vegas. You're not gonna find one player that's just doing it for himself. It's a whole team game with them, and that's hard to find in a hockey team nowadays. I'd say so. I think in general.
Right, and I will say you make a good point there. Of the guys from Vegas are realizing their roles. They're not trying to do too much. They're not trying to make that extra pretty pass. They're going straight to the net. They're getting pucks and people to the front of the net, and that's why they're scoring.
Right.
I
mean, there's
and you mentioned their great cycle game.
Their neutral zone turn, like you can't find another team that has a better neutral zone game than the Vegas Golden Knights. That first game that they played against Vegas in this conference final, they gave up the neutral zone. They weren't making passes. They lost that battle in the middle of the ice. And then you look at the rest of the series from there. They controlled the middle of the ice. They had good passes every single time. They weren't trying to make the hard play, and that's the whole. I think that in general, when you're playing in the playoffs, you don't want to make the hard play, and you make the simple ones. But their simple ones are so amazing that they always turn into goals, and they always capitalize on each chance they get. You don't watch many Vegas Golden Knights games and think, oh, they should have capitalized on that, because they did.
Right. And that's a good point. And that's why Vegas is where they are. Think about it this way. If Winnipeg shows up a little bit more, and I'm going to say the whole team needed to show up, right? And we mentioned how bad Trouba was with Byfuglien, and I love Byfuglien, but you were spot on with that. All he likes to do is just pull people around. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but this
isn't boxing. This isn't just a roller league.
It's not.
This isn't derby.
This isn't like a bar fight or anything like that.
I mean, he's a bouncer for sure. Yes.
Hey,
you know what? He earned himself a job.
That's where after Byfuglien decides to retire from the NHL, prized bouncer / bodyguard / entourage bodyguard.
He could do a lot of things. I don't know if there's a
Hulk smash.
That was nuts. I mean, yeah. I really hope that there's a highlight reel of just him pulling players off this playoffs. I remember there's one where he pulled somebody out of the net. James Neal on the net. Just whipped them across the net. It's like, bye.
Get out of here. Yeah. So, it's craziness. Have to wait and see exactly who Vegas is going to play in the Stanley Cup final.
You're right. Well,
we have an update coming up here in a second. Yeah. And then when we come back, we talking a little bit about Tampa Bay and Washington. Listening to the Penalty Box, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Chicagoland Sports Radio Sports Update.
At 2:30, I'm the Goon with your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com update, brought to you by the Illinois Media School. For more information on careers in broadcasting, go to beonair.com. The Cubs welcome in the Cleveland Indians to town after having Monday off. Tyler Chatwood is on the mound against Trevor Bauer. This World Series rematch renews from Wrigley Field tonight at 6:05. The White Sox lost 3-2 to the Baltimore Orioles yesterday. Manny Machado, Adam Jones, and Mark Trumbo all homeward for the Orioles. James Shields will be on the mound against Kevin Guzman. First pitch comes at 7:10. The Washington Capitals fought off elimination with a 3-0 win in Game 6. TJ Oshie had a pair of goals, and Devontae Smith-Pelly also netted one in the win. Game 7 is tomorrow night between the Washington Capitals and Tampa Bay Lightning. And Tampa Bay Lightning head coach John Cooper may have raised some eyebrows and sparked some controversy with comments concerning the Vegas Golden Knights. He says the Knights' success this campaign is far from a fairy tale, also including it's a success story, rather, is what it is. It's not a Cinderella story. This update is also brought to you by Chicago Dogs Baseball. The home opener for the inaugural season will be May 25th when they take on the Kansas City T-Bones at 7:05 p.m. For tickets, visit thechicagodogs.com. I'm the Goon, and you're listening to Chicagoland Sports Radio. It's not just sports, it's a way of life. And welcome back to the Penalty Box, where Nico is going to go ahead and channel his inner Brad Pitt from that one movie, Burning whatever, I don't know.
Burning Man?
No, it's not Burning Man. I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know.
He's just some dorky guy with his headphones in. Just...
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it is. I have trivia for you. Since we only have a small segment here, I have Le Trivia.
All right.
Hey, man. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Okay. He was drafted. Oh, I can't say when he was drafted. I'll give it away. He was a defenseman for the Hawks from 2006, the 2005-06 season until the 2010 season. Let's see. He was known as an offensive player when he was drafted as a defenseman. He fell off pretty quick. He's now in the KHL right now. He played for the Blackhawks, the Wild, the Oilers, the Canucks, for 14 games, and then played in the KHL the last 5 years.
Okay. No, he was a right winger.
He's defenseman.
No. Who I was thinking of.
Okay.
Because I was thinking of Tomo Ruutu.
Oh.
But no, that's not it. Oh man, see.
Played from the 05-06 season till the 2013 season in the NHL. Played for the Blackhawks for 4 seasons.
Defenseman? John Scott?
No. No.
Son of a gun.
He was drafted in the 2004 NHL draft. He was a top defenseman in the NHL draft. He was drafted 3rd overall. Ovechkin was number 1. Malkin was number 2. This guy was number 3.
Oh, I should know this.
I can't give you any more. It'll be it.
Do you have a jersey number for me?
No. It rhymes with Archer.
Cam Barker. I was like, wait a minute, I should know this. And if you would have said 25, you would have gave it away.
I remember this jersey.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
Well, there was that. Do you have any for me?
Yeah, I had one.
Okay, what was the
and I lost it for a second, but it's okay. I'll get it back.
Okay.
All right. He's a. Huh?
Do we have time for that, or is we in at 2:35, right?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
All right. So.
Cam Neely.
No. No. Drafted. I
think you're gonna have a hard time saying
first overall. Like first round overall pick for the Blackhawks back in 2002.
Oof, I'm not gonna know this. This is a Russian player, right?
No,
it's not. Ruutu?
No. Still plays.
Still plays.
Still plays in the NHL.
Really?
Shoots left-handed.
He's drafted 1st overall.
No. He was the Blackhawks' 1st overall pick. Like first round pick.
Okay.
1st round pick.
What number?
I can't tell you because that'll just give it away.
It won't. I really don't know.
2?
Drafted 2nd overall, and he still plays in the NHL?
No, it was the 1st round draft pick for the Blackhawks in 2002.
Oh, yeah, what number?
I don't know.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I'm just giving you what I know, man.
Okay, I can't. First round pick in 2002, still plays in the NHL.
Plays for the Blackhawks.
Still?
Yeah.
Seabrook?
No.
Keith?
Yeah. Way to go, you finally got it.
Oh, well, you made it seem like he wasn't playing for the Blackhawks anymore.
No.
You were like, you're bad at this.
You suck at this too, so shut up.
I gave you loads of information.
I gave you no. Any hockey fan would know. Yeah, they would.
I was like, what was draft 2002? 1st overall.
Oh, 1st overall. Not like 1st overall round pick he wasn't drafted 1st overall. All right. Whatever. We're going to leave it there. When we come back, we'll talk some Washington Capitals, Tampa Bay Lightning action here on the Penalty Box. ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Jonathan Hood, ESPN 1000.
People often ask me, Hoodie, how can I be a sports radio guy like you? I tell them it takes drive and determination, and you need to learn how it all works. You can learn to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. You'll have a chance to get internships at stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your new career in 1 year. It's a great school to get the hands-on training you need for a broadcasting career, doing what you love. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify.
So don't waste another minute. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Baseball is in full swing again here in Chicago, but there are still some unanswered questions for both teams on either side of town. Fans of the White Sox are asking when their highly touted prospects will be called up from the minors for reinforcements, and Cubs fans are wondering if their team can keep a long winning streak and stay on top of the NL Central. Join Tim and Ben on the Nightcap every Monday night from 9 to 10 p.m. as they discuss those questions and much more in the world of sports. Only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Join Ryan Christopherson and Dimitri Big Meech Veros in Santa Maria!
Whoa. Ryan, wait. Is that blasphemous?
No, man, we're cool. At least I think we're cool.
Well, I'll tell you, the real sin would be not tuning into Deep in the Dugout every Monday from 2 to 4 on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, where we talk Sox, Cubs, and everything around this great God-given league.
That's Deep in the Dugout on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
It's screen time in Chicago, and you know what that means.
Free beer! Free beer, 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 beer!
No, not that. It means that here on the Fans Corner, we are going to get you ready for some football as the NFL season is right around the corner. Although we're going to talk about the MLB season thus far. And if you're worried, we're not going to talk about the NBA playoffs. But lastly, here on the Fans Corner, we're going to be introducing a new staple segment, Pro Wrestling Recap. So please join us on Friday afternoons from 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, Kanye. How do you feel about our new name, Down in Front?
You crazy, dude.
So, is that a no? Or yes?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Kanye.
You're welcome.
Tune in to Down in Front every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. with Ryan Christopherson and Kanye Collins on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Whoop-dee-dee scoop-scoop.
Saturday on Deck. Find out who will be the beast in the East and the best in the West in the NBA Conference Finals. Meet Charles Ritchie, Sid the Kid, and Corey Barber. Also, who will host Lord Stanley's Cup. And also Cubs and Sox baseball coverage.
Change the channel, Marge.
So make sure to tune in to On Deck every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
I've been in the radio and broadcasting business a long time, more than 3 decades, and I thought, if I spread my knowledge and shared what I know about the business with a lot of young minds, maybe I could get some of those people involved. And my dad talked to schools, and I thought I could do that too, and I could do it all in one place at Illinois Media School. I've been having a great time. I tell everybody I'm learning as much from the students as they learn from me. I am Eddie Volkman, and I am IMS.
Welcome back to the penalty box. No, you're not dreaming. Washington Capitals and Tampa Bay Lightning are headed to a Game 7.
What is this voice?
Nobody thought it was going to happen.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I was just saying in general. Nobody thought it was going to happen. We all thought Washington was done. But then TJ Oshie decided to be TJ Sochi and be an American hero once again. And that's all I got. All right. So
it's not as good as mine.
You wish, bud.
Go on my tirades. I'm like, they picked up the sword.
Yeah, you and your weird fantasy freak show things that you're talking about.
Last week when we had that weird talk about sticks.
Everybody I know got a kick out of that conversation, by the way.
That was hilarious.
Or like, what were you guys talking? Like, my one friend was like, "What are you guys talking about?" And I was like, "Hockey sticks."
Yes, there was sticks being thrown on the table.
Shafts come in all shapes and sizes
for measurement. Well,
all right.
Speaking of shafts, Ovechkin. Game 7. Ovechkin versus Stamkos.
Ovechkin versus Kucherov.
Yeah, that's racist.
How is that racist?
Because they're both Russian.
Or,
this is even worse.
like you in Soviet Russia?
No.
Ovechkin is going to win the cup and become president of Russia.
So
You watch.
you're taking who would you take in this series? Or better yet, before we even get into that, Washington is in this how Washington is it that they win the first 2 games away from home, go home, lose the next 2 games at home, and then go and lose game 3 and then come back home down in the series?
Oh, lose game 5 in Tampa.
Yeah.
You know what?
How
And
Washington is that?
that is very Washington. And you consider, these guys, I didn't get it. I was like, wow, they went in and they took 2 in Tampa. You're thinking they got, and I know you don't believe in momentum. You have mentioned that very, very, very many times.
I believe in momentum in games,
In games, all right.
but not for an actual.
Do you agree? Do you agree that the ice tilt in the NHL series is real?
No. Oh, in the game.
Yeah.
In the game, yeah, that's it. That exists. I would be winning like 6-0 against a kid in the 3rd period, and somehow with his magical shooting of the puck from the blue line, they all go in, and I lose like 7-6. So yes,
Right.
I believe in that.
Oh yeah.
Top 100 NHL players. Just letting you know.
No, you're not.
Look up the stats.
Well, I was.
Look it up.
Did you? Are you max prestige?
I'm like ranked number like 10th in the world.
But
in
that's not what
versus play.
that's not what I'm asking.
I'm
Oh wait.
I'm talking about versus play, bro.
Oh. Probably glitch.
You talking about EA SHL?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you play EA
I play
SHL?
I play in league, so I don't
Oh.
I don't get any experience points for it. So I don't play drop-ins like scrubs like you
I don't play drop-in. I play club.
with your
My friend.
2 friends in 3s.
No, actually, I have 3 friends, and actually, we play 6s
Really?
because
In
3s.
drop-in?
Yeah. No, we have a club. We have a club, and do you have PlayStation?
I do, but I don't have NHL for the PlayStation.
Well, see, now you're a scrub because
I would
I'd
own
get my
you.
crew.
I would
I'd get,
own you.
No, I'd get
would
my
be
crew.
destroyed.
You would try to skate in the middle of the ice, and I would just come up and truck you.
What do you play defense?
No, I play left wing. I lead the club in goals.
Do you?
I have over 300 goals.
Oh, do you? Same
Yeah.
club?
Yeah.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
You have no other friends to join.
Well, dude, I haven't played in like 2 months though.
Oh,
Keep that in mind. No, that's the thing that sucks is like I never get to play.
It's okay.
I'm
it's
always
okay.
doing stuff. So
When you come over to my house, we'll play some NHL.
and we'll live stream it. Get the censor bar ready because I will get serious.
You get mad. You're one of those guys who gets mad.
I don't get
know.
mad.
Yeah, I bet you're one of those guys who rage quits. If they're like up like 4-0, you're like, sorry guys, I'm lagging.
I don't rage quit.
I gotta go.
No, that's a rule in our club is that you can't quit. You can't quit. We just see it for better or worse, or we just dashboard them. Or
do you join any? Have you played any leagues in that? You ever play like league gaming or?
You know what? I was going to, and then I completely forgot about it.
I love league gaming. I'm in the NHL for league gaming.
Uh-huh.
That's like the funnest thing to do. You literally play a full 82 game season. I mean, you play like, you have a full squad, so there's like 15 players on the team, and you only play 3 games a week with your line. So, but obviously that everybody else needs to play. So it's pretty fun. Like you start out, if you first right when you start out, you start in the CHL. And you play a season there, whatever, your AHL team can pull you up, pull you down. And then if you're good enough, you maybe go to the AHL, and that's like the middle ground, obviously, and then you go to the NHL.
So this is just more professional, be a pro?
Kind of. I mean, I play in the elite league. So I put in like $15 to join a team. And then at the end. Like,
$15?
Yeah.
Why do you have to pay to join a league?
No, it's an elite league team. Like when no. Because at the end, if you win it all, you get like $1,000, and there's like 30 other like top teams like in it.
Ooh.
I mean, you pay 15 to play with like the best players, and if you could win.
Well, are they really that good, or are they just glitches?
No, they're really good. Like you can't really glitch on a human player. I mean, you can, but you can't. You played against good teams that have just destroyed you.
Yeah.
That's like
absolutely.
That's like every single team in this league.
Okay.
Like they are just that top team that just put up 15 goals, and you're just like, what? What just happened?
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I love the game. Like, and don't get me wrong, like I have fun playing the game. NHL 18 sucks.
I like it.
I don't.
What didn't you like about it?
Well, let's see. The fact that you can desync the game very easily. Like, I don't know if you've seen that. You so say for example, you're losing like 7-0, and you don't want to quit because you don't want to take the loss. On PlayStation controllers, you can that button that you can pull the goalie.
Yeah.
The button sequence.
Okay.
Well, if you keep pressing it, you desync the game, so the game doesn't count.
Oh, I don't play with scripts, so I don't have that problem.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Nah, there's not. I think the game is good. Like, I'm talking about gameplay wise, not actually like stupid stuff.
I mean, even gameplay wise.
Well, gameplay wise is fine. I like that you can poke check. The poke checks.
Those
great.
poke checks are way too powerful, my friend.
No, they're not.
No, they are, because
Like
they
you
make it
lose
seem like you have like a 40-foot stick in your hand.
Man, you're probably the guy who tries dangling over everybody,
No.
and you're like, "Oh my god, why can't I dangle?"
No, I don't. I don't dangle. Spinorama.
Spinorama. So you lose the
Spinorama backhand.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Is your number 88?
No. No.
72.
No. No, it's not even 72.
Salty 72.
26.
26. Michael Hansus.
That was my name for a while there.
No, I think the game is good. I play it. I mean, I don't play a lot. I play like maybe like 3-4 games, like not every day, but whatever during the week. And so I just play the verses. When I play league games, I literally get home from from work, whatever, and then I'll go and play the league games. That takes like 3 hours in between. So each game's like 8:30, 9:30, and 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you can play like 3 games. But I don't know, league play is fun. I mean, if you ever get into EASHL, it's fun. And the only reason I can say that so fast is because I've said it so many times that people are like, hey, sign up for my EASHL. I'm like, league.
How about no?
Yeah,
no, and like the fact that they only let you join one club.
I mean, you can leave. You can leave the club and then join others and leave.
But then you lose all your stats.
Who cares about stats?
I do.
And that's why I imagine you only have 300 goals. Probably the only guy I know who stays in the same club. I tried doing that for my league. I was the owner of a team, and I had the St. Louis Blues, and we had the team for 2 seasons, right? And I stayed in the same club for 2 seasons. I had like 800 points am I messing with something?
Yeah, you're like messing with the thing. You're fine.
Yeah, I had like 800 points in the club, and then like it hurt me to like leave the club when my contract ran out for that team. I was like, I like left it, and I like sat and stared at the screen for like 20 minutes. I was like, then I get over it. So
I mean, but if you can't have fun playing a game, then what's the use, right?
True.
But we'll play. No. We'll play for bragging rights.
If you want to add me on Xbox, my name is I'll post it in the YouTube thing, but it's a Dr. Helljumper.
Oh, there you go.
It's awesome. And my PlayStation name is banned_from_Uber.
Banned from Uber?
Banned from Uber.
Why are you banned from Uber?
Long story.
Okay.
I tried using Lyft coupons in an Uber one time.
Are you serious?
Long story.
All right. We'll have to get to that one later.
You should. All right. Well, we just deviated so hard.
We gotta have something to talk about for the second hour of the show.
You're right. Yes, we do. Well, going back to Tampa and Washington. Yeah, I want to say that the Washington Capitals, I don't think Holtby was bad. I just want to say I think that I don't know if they executed their game plan right. It feels like this last. Did you see Game 6?
Yes.
Game 6 was so good. That was the best.
It was.
That was the best game I've ever seen of hockey, like ever. And I thought the best game of hockey was games like set. I think it was game like maybe 5 or 6 of the Nashville Winnipeg series. This game topped that.
Oh yeah.
There's been a lot of solid hockey games this playoffs.
TJ Oshie put the team on his back.
He definitely did. There's so many. There's just too many storylines in this playoffs.
From Vegas to Washington, actually making the Eastern Conference Final for the first time in 20 years.
Who would you want to win in the Cups? Let's just say hypothetically, Washington wins this Game 7, goes to the final. Would you want Washington to win over Vegas?
I think just from a fan standpoint, in that Washington has suffered enough. Yes.
I'd want him to win just for Ovi.
Well, that too.
I want Ovi just to win a cup.
For Ovi, Kuznetsov, Backstrom,
all that
Holtby.
talk. Ovechkin becomes hands down the GOAT for goal scorers if he wins a cup. Like, nobody will ever talk bad about Ovechkin again. He could retire after this season,
and then he's going to become president of Russia.
Nobody would blink an eye if he just retired, just like slinked out the back door. Never came back.
Your days are numbered, Putin.
He would just leave and take the cup with him and just be like, all right, boy.
Yes.
I leave now. I go home.
I go play in KHL.
I go play. I go home. But I think the more disappointing thing is, Stamkos again would fail. I've said this last week. Nobody's talking about the story that Stamkos he's been to the Stanley Cup or this Western Conference 3 times or 4 times. 3 out of the 4 he's lost. He made it to the Stanley Cup final and lost. Now if he loses in this again, it's just another like stripe in the losing circle. And I know I don't even think that's a term, but no. Like, where do you? I know Stamkos isn't one of the best players anymore in the NHL, or not, as he was pedigreed for like a 60-goal season. But you have to think that he's still one of the top players in the NHL that hasn't won a cup yet. And I think as he hits like his 30s, he's 29 now. As he hits his 30s, does that start to creep in that he has a legacy of failure? As a leader, I should say.
I mean, you could say that arguably. I think his downfall is going to be in his 30s. Those injuries are going to catch up with him.
Right.
His knees are made of glass.
Oh, he missed some time this season too.
Exactly. I mean, and I like Steven Stamkos. Don't get me wrong. Do I think he's like the greatest player of all time, or that he's the bee's knees of hockey? No.
Could have been.
Exactly, he could have been. But no, he's the Derrick Rose of the NHL.
No, he's not. That's not even
I'm just kidding. I'm literally just kidding.
Real quick though, just before we go, I do want to say that Steven Stamkos, for what it's worth, I don't think anybody's really talking about the storyline just because they missed the playoff last year, and then now they're back in the Stanley Cup Stanley Cup race, and they're at the conference finals. No one's gonna be like, oh, you're bad because you lost in the Western Conference Finals. But realistically, if they would have made it, if they lost last year in the conference finals, and then do it again this year, that's like 5. I'm just saying. I think after 3, something's up there.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
bunch of losers.
I know how good Tampa Bay is, but hey.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a fan.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation about Washington and Tampa Bay. Who's taking Game 7? I'll tell you about that. Break it down and much more here on the Penalty Box, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
How's it going? My name is Edgar Ibarra, and I'm very grateful for all the knowledge I received at the Illinois Media School. My 15-year career in radio has been a dream come true. I'm a radio DJ, I'm on the air, and I get to be a program director for 2 radio stations in Wisconsin. My dream became a reality with the Illinois Media School. Illinois Media School is a great school with great teachers and former students now working in the industry today on the radio stations you listen to and on the TV stations you watch every day. Illinois Media School, check it out. For more details, beonair.com.
I couldn't have said it better myself. This is Jonathan Hood, instructor at the Illinois Media School, formerly Illinois Center for Broadcasting. So many reasons for you to consider Illinois Media School: financial aid for those who qualify, real-world hands-on experience, internships, and so much more. Don't just take my word for it. Set up a tour at one of the 2 Chicagoland locations. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports to learn more. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
John Lennon with the most action-packed 2 hours on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, the Fight League Report. Every Tuesday, listen in as we bring you all the news happening around the world of MMA. Interviews from UFC, national and regional fighters, and coaches have become a staple of our show. Me and Rick Sanchez are also talking about the absurdities in the sport as well. Listen live Tuesday at 12 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
I mean, look at this. Twisted Steel and American Sex Appeal, baby. I mean, like...
Hello, everyone. Kevin Tregoning here. Tune in to the K-Trey Show every Monday night from 7 to 9, only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, as myself and my new partner, Rob the B-Flags, breaks down the Stanley Cup and NBA Finals, as well as keep you up to date with everything happening with both your Chicago teams. And, of course, every week we finish with a little wrestling talk. So tune in to the K-Trey Show every Monday night from 7 to 9, only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Monday.
Here on the R&R Show, we probably know you've heard, but we like to talk about sports a little differently than every other show. But how? Well, let's show you then.
Rex from Toy Story as my small forward.
Here's the thing with him, though. He's made of plastic. He's not a real dinosaur. I mean, he's more real than DeMar DeRozan in the foot.
Exactly.
And you know what? Maybe we're just a little tad weird, too. Make sure to catch the R&R Show on Mondays, 4 to 6 here at ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, where it's not just sports, it's a way of life.
So you want to be in broadcasting, but you don't know where to start? Illinois Media School is a great beginning. If you want to work in front of the camera or mic or behind the scenes, IMS will help you prepare for a career in broadcasting in just 8 months. Your financial aid is available for those who qualify. So what are you waiting for? Call the Illinois Media School at 312-884-8000, 312-884-8000, or visit the website at beonair.com.
Every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m., Flow, CB, and C Plus are bringing sports to you in that locker room barbershop kind of way.
Who's that, Marcus or Marquise, man?
I don't know which one that is, man. There you go, man.
Because low-key, I think that's Marquise because Marquise is ball.
Keeping it real with the facts and let you know about our opinion. LeBron, he's great. Like, we already know that. We knew this coming into the playoffs. We've known this for years now. So tune in into the playbook, 4 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
I am Raphael Young, and then there were four. What am I talking about? 4 teams remain in the NBA playoffs. Who will win it all? Will it be the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics, the Houston Rockets, or the defending champion Golden State Warriors? I can tell you that anything is possible in the NBA playoffs, and I will talk about the Celtics White Sox. Tune in every Monday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. at ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's real life.
What's up, Chicago? With Jay Pfeiffer from Second City Sports. And in case you missed it, here's what 670 The Scores Mark Brody had to say about our Cubs.
If I'm grading the Cubs, and they're graded on a higher scale, I'd say about a C+ right now. Starting pitching has been a little bit uneven, and mostly because of Yu Darvish. But it would appear that they are on track to upping that grade a little bit as we speak.
You don't want to miss next week's episode, so tune in every Thursday from 12 to 2 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Nothing moves the blob.
We got fake news. We got clickbaited by the club thinking we're going to get something different when the exact same thing happened.
With the quarterbacks in this league, he's probably closer to top 10 because the quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, I called it.
Yes,
Jinder Mahal.
Yes, you
the
did.
modern day Maharata. Jinder Mahal, the rubber ring, next field. The Bob Show with Cedric Farrell and Elijah Richardson. Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, it's Chris Reese, and I'm so glad to be back at IMS. I graduated back in 2007. Started my career at US 99.5. Started working with Lisa and Ray. I was the producer there for about 7-8 years, and I am so glad to be back in the building teaching some new students here, getting them back doing Adobe, getting over that fear of talking on the radio. And it's Chris Reese, night guy on 101.9 The Mix, and I am IMS.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Chicagoland Sports Radio Sports Update.
At 3 o'clock on the Goon with your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com update, brought to you by the Illinois Media School. For more information on careers broadcasting, go to BeyondAir.com. The Cubs welcome the Cleveland Indians to town after having Monday off. Tyler Chatwood is on the mound against Trevor Bauer. First pitch comes from Wrigley at 6:05. White Sox lost 3-2 yesterday to the Baltimore Orioles. James Shields will be on the mound against Kevin Guzman. First pitch comes at 7:10. Capitals beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-0, saving off elimination in Game 6. Game 7 is tomorrow night in Tampa. And Tampa Bay Lightning head coach John Cooper may have raised some eyebrows with some of his comments that he made, saying that the Knights' success this campaign is far from a fairy tale. Also saying it is a success story is what it is. It's not a Cinderella story. This update is also brought to you by Chicago Dogs Baseball. Home opener for the inaugural season will be May 25th when they take on the Kansas City T-Bones at 7:05. I'm the Goon, and you're listening to Chicagoland Sports Radio. It's not just sports, it's a way of life. Oh, hello there, and welcome back to the penalty box. You gotta stop giving me those weird looks, man.
Welcome. Welcome back. This is Two Guys in a Fern.
Yeah. Two guys in a studio talking about the best sport in the world.
All right, I got a trivia for you.
Okay.
Got a trivia for you. Okay.
All right.
This guy was drafted in 1981.
Oh my God.
It's fine. He played 9 seasons for the Blackhawks, 10 seasons for the Red Wings, and played 1 season with the Chicago Wolves.
Oh.
I know you know him. He's a 3-time Stanley Cup winner. He played for the Montreal Canadiens. He won once in 1985, the Stanley Cup with the Montreal Canadiens. Won twice with the Red Wings. Name that player.
Steve Sullivan?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
He had a DUI arrest in 2009.
Okay, so like every hockey player ever.
Yeah. Let me see. He played for the Moose Jaw Canucks.
That doesn't help.
The Wisconsin Badgers. Montreal from 1983-84 until the 1990 season in which he was traded to the Blackhawks. And then from the 90-91 season until the 1999 season, which he got traded to the Red Wings.
Bob Probert?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Trying to think of other Blackhawks who...
He's one of the longest tenured players in NHL history. He played 1,651 games.
Ooh.
Has 948 points.
I'm trying to think of this right now. Bobby Hull?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Chris Chelios.
Damn. Oh, that was the other one I was thinking of. I was going to ask you a number.
Chelios.
You would have said 7. And that's right. Yeah, because he played in the AHL or the UHL at the time, if I remember correctly.
Okay, this goalie played for the Chicago Blackhawks. He has a brother who was part of the Boston Bruins.
Tony Esposito.
Yes, okay. I was hoping you get that one. Number 1 for the Blackhawks. Has his number retired.
Glenn Hall.
Glenn Hall. Okay. Played for the Blackhawks and was traded to the Montreal Canadiens to win a cup in 1993. He was one of the players that Patrick Kane idolized growing up watching highlights of, and pretty much cemented the legacy when Patrick Kane did his
Dennis Savard.
There you go. I was gonna say,
it's like, wait a second, that sounds okay.
It's like his signature move against Dallas.
Oh yeah.
All right. And that's all I got.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's test your Stanley Cup winners.
Okay.
Who won the Stanley Cup? I'll start off something really, really easy. 1967.
The Leafs.
Okay. 1992.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
1994.
I was gonna say Canucks. The Rangers.
Yeah, okay. 2003.
The New Jersey Devils.
Good job. All right. 2007.
The Ducks.
Yeah, you're way too good at this for your own. 1934.
The Detroit Vipers.
No.
What was it?
Would be the Chicago Blackhawks.
I thought they won the next year. The Vipers won the next year. Only reason I know that one is because I recently read a book, NHL's Greatest. Oh. And there was one that said they would have kept the Viper name if it wasn't copyrighted by a cotton company.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, something you may not have known. Okay. The St. Louis Blues announced the new name of their stadium yesterday.
Oh, did they?
It's the Enterprise Arena.
It's still not as bad as Guaranteed Rate.
No, I know, but just listen to some of these taglines.
Okay.
We'll pick you up, but not the cup.
That's salty.
We pick you up, and we let you down.
Did you come up with all these?
No. I saw these on Twitter yesterday, and I just started laughing hysterically.
Did you come up with these? Okay, who won the cup in 1995?
Wait, what?
Who won the cup in 1995?
Dun, 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 dun. 1995, you say, eh?
Yeah. 96?
I was 2.
97.
No, 97. Let's see, I know it.
98. 99?
Dallas?
Hey. 2000? Nope.
No.
Oh, you suck at this.
The New York Islanders.
No. They haven't won anything in never.
No.
All right. Well, do you know the coach of those 4 Islander teams?
No.
Al Arbor.
Oh.
Al.
Interesting.
Arbor.
Cool. Good for you.
It is.
Good for you. You know your hockey trivia.
I do. I absolutely do. Now, who score? I guess if we're gonna talk about Blues, this player was in one of the biggest, or I guess one of the most popular pictures of all time, scoring a Stanley Cup winning goal against the St. Louis Blues.
Bobby Orr.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Hey, I don't know if you knew that. Or who won the cup in 1985?
The Boston Bruins?
No. I said it earlier. Montreal Canadiens.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I always thought that the 80s was just full of, I don't know why I know all the 80s like Stanley Cup winners.
Because there are only like 3 of them?
Kind of, yeah, is there? Well, it's Montreal. Well, Oilers.
Yeah, Edmonton, I was going to say.
Oilers, the Islanders, Montreal, Calgary, and that's it.
Who won the Stanley Cup in 1975?
Probably the Flyers.
Yes. Good job.
The Flyers actually made it to the final in 1985 against the Montreal Canadiens. And that was the same year this rookie named Patrick Waugh came out. Some random guy.
You know what? We always talk about how amazing it would be to go back in time. But if you could go back in time and watch some of these players who you kind of idolized, but you never got to watch play, I think that would be awesome. Who would be 2 guys you would want to go see?
Bobby Orr, for sure. I'd love to see Bobby Orr play. And Sergei Fedorov. I watched so many highlights of Fedorov, and I think he was one of those players that even on TV it looked awesome, but if you were to see him in real life, just those white skate, he was known for these white skates, and he just blended in with the ice. Just the things that he did, the defensive plays that he did on or off he was just such a player beyond his time. And I did get to watch him a little bit towards the end because he did play for the Capitals for a little bit, and I was still just all about the Leafs at that time.
Yeah.
And I was kind of watching Leafs, and I was watching whatever. I wasn't like a huge hockey, but yeah, I mean Sergei Fedorov in his prime for sure, like those 90s Detroit Red Wings for sure. How about you?
I'm gonna say Patrick Waugh for sure. Like I really wasn't in hockey then. Like I was going to games a little bit, but
Patrick Waugh has had this ability of just he could have made like a glove save, but he just decided to kick it.
Yeah,
like he was just such a great goal. I remember I sat down a whole day and I just watched highlights. And the NHL used to have this thing called like a time thing, and I used to just watch full old games like all the way through. Like I used to watch all those Detroit Red Wing games versus each other, and I watched this one. It was like one of his last couple games in 2003 before he retired, and he got like a 45 save shutout. And the entire time they were shooting like high on him, but he would just jump up and kick them. And he was just like knocking things off with his blocker, like hitting with his head. And he was just in the zone. It was just nuts. And that was at the end of his career. I think he could have played like 5 more years.
Probably. And then my other one's Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see the great one.
I would have wanted to see Milt Schmidt.
Who?
Milt Schmidt. Plays for the Bruins. He was on the Kraut line.
All right.
I don't know. I'm just reading it up right now.
Oh,
or Teemu Solani, too. Teemu Solani.
Yeah, I actually...
Pavel Bure. That's a guy I would have wanted to see, actually. There was one exciting hockey player. I would have just wanted... He had such an amazing foot speed, and his hands were unbelievable. I actually do remember watching a game when he went against he was with the New York Rangers, and it was his first goal as a New York Ranger, and he tripped, but he was still in control of his stick, and he was in air, and he tapped it in against the goal of the Leafs goaltender. I remember him being in air, flying, and just tapped it in.
That's amazing.
I remember that goal, and that was the last time I saw Pavel Bure. But
oh yeah,
but that's what I remember him as. I'm watching him score against.
Good times though. I mean, you think about a lot of these guys who maybe you wish you had a chance to go see. I mean,
okay, hold on. One more piece of trivia.
All right.
Who was the first rookie to score 100 points in his career? It was past the 80s, 1980 forward.
This is whole NHL?
Whole NHL. Rookie. First year player. Hasn't played a game ever.
I want to say Gretzky, but that's telling me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Mario Lemieux.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Jaromir Jagr.
His son actually played for the Winnipeg Jets this last season.
Oh, okay.
He actually has a brother named Jan. There was 3 Stads. Oh, it's not Stastny.
Oh,
Peter Stastny.
Oh, Peter says. Oh, I don't even know who that is. I was gonna say Peter Forsberg, but
Peter Stastny was a boss. If you ever get a chance to watch any highlights, which there are none, he's awesome.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's where we're gonna have to leave it there. We'll probably bring it back a little bit and hopefully talk. We'll preview Game 7 in this segment coming up, and then. Possibly to end the show, what we'll do is we'll just preview more trivia. All right, sounds good to me. You're listening to the Penalty Box, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Tom Waddle, ESPN 1000.
Don't waste another minute in a career you don't love. You can be the next great announcer, DJ, producer, or TV reporter. You'll learn key skills from industry pros while working with professional equipment on air and behind the scenes. Still need to keep the 9-to-5 job? Their flexible class schedules can work around any schedule. Short on cash? They have very affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. You'll have access to amazing internships and job placement assistance when you graduate at top radio and TV stations like ESPN. Learn more at beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
What's up, Chicago? With Jay Pfeiffer from Second City Sports. And in case you missed it, here's what 670 The Scores Mark Brody had to say about our Cubs.
If I'm grading the Cubs, and they're graded on a higher scale, I'd say about a C+ right now. Starting pitching has been a little bit uneven, and mostly because of Yu Darvish, but it would appear that they are on track to upping that grade a little bit as we speak.
You don't want to miss next week's episode, so tune in every Thursday from 12 to 2 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
That's right. The Rising Feminist Wrestling Show covers WWE, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and so much more. It is all about the honesty when it comes to promos, wrestling, and of course, the wrestlers aren't even safe. The Rising Feminist Wrestling Show is more than just the highlights. It is the fresh opinions about everything in wrestling. So come join me, Stephanie, the feminist voice of wrestling, every Thursday from 2 to 4 on Chicagoland Sports Radio. It is not just sports, it's a way of life.
Here on the R&R Show, we probably know you've heard, but we like to talk about sports a little differently than every other show. But how? Well, let's show you then.
Rex from Toy Story as my small forward.
Here's the thing with him, though. made of plastic. He's not a real dinosaur. I mean, he's more real than DeMar DeRozan in the flip.
Exactly.
And you know what? Maybe we're just a little tad weird too. Make sure to catch the R&R show on Mondays 4 to 6 here at ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, where it's not just sports, it's a way of life.
I am Raphael Young, and then there were four. What am I talking about? 4 teams remain in the NBA playoffs. Who will win it all? Will it be the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics, the Houston Rockets, or the defending champion Golden State Warriors? I can tell you that anything is possible in the NBA playoffs, and I will talk about the Celtics White Sox. Tune in every Monday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. at ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's real life.
The heat is finally on in Chicago, and tempers are rising with the bench warmers. The Cubs are going to win the Crosstown Cup. It's as simple as that. 3 games here, 3 games there. They've been producing runs. They've been outscoring opponents. The Sox have dropped 9 of their last 10? You got to be joking.
This is the time the Sox are coming back to shine. Their offense is going to light it up over there at Wrigley. And then in September, when you guys come, we're going to have your old boy, Eloy Jimenez, is going to hit a bomb off Jose Quintana. Tune into the action on the bench warmers every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m.
Nothing moves the blog.
We got fake news. We got clickbaited by the club thinking we're going to get something different when the exact same thing happened.
With the quarterbacks in this league, he's probably closer to top 10 because the quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, I called it.
Yes,
Jinder Mahal.
Yes, you
the
did.
modern day Maharaja. Jinder Mahal with Roman Reigns, next dude. The Bob Show with Cedric Farrell and Elijah Richardson. Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
And that ball is well hit to deep right center field. That one is gone, but not forgotten.
What's going on, Steve?
What's up, Matt?
Tune in Wednesday afternoons from noon to 2 for our show Covering the Bases on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
And you can watch us on Facebook Live. We'll be covering all the latest news on the Cubs and Sox, as well as other happenings around MLB.
And other cool stuff.
Covering the Bases, your one-stop shop for everything MLB every Wednesday, only on Chicagoland Sports Radio. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
I got started at IMS here as an instructor a couple years back after I heard a couple of people I worked with were also instructors here. I'm always here if you need help with developing what you're passionate about. And that's what most people come here for. They have a passion. They want to do something. They want to do radio play-by-play. They want to do sports talk. They want to do updates, whatever it may be. My name is Freddie Huebner. I work at ESPN 1000 as a host and sports anchor, and I am IMS.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Welcome. Did you guys confirm where we talk nothing but different types of ferns?
Of ferns?
Of ferns.
What is a fern?
Fern is a type of plant.
A type of plant?
Type of plant.
Oh.
No, ferns.
I don't know anything of what this guy is talking about. What I can tell you is that we're going to get to see a Game 7 here in Tampa Bay. And I never thought that I would see it. Not even you, standing out there just walking on the street. Game 7.
Oh yeah, we got Game 7 coming up here. Gonna take up 3 years to get through the series. Gonna get this Stanley Cup final over with before October.
Keep going. What is that?
Oh, what do you mean? You're not a fan of my Stewie impression?
Oh, it's pretty good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm Morgan Freeman. Nobody called Morgan Freeman. I'm not trying to get sued.
Yeah.
And
So there's a white guy trying to impersonate
that awkward moment when you realize that Morgan Freeman is really a white guy.
It's really Morgan Freeman.
All right, but yeah, so anyway. So, looking at this series, and I think we can admit that this Washington-Tampa Bay series has been one for the record books between them. If it's the first time that they've been in the playoffs. I don't.
Nope.
I know the Rangers and Capitals have met a lot in the playoffs. I don't actually know. That's a really good question.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you talking about Tampa and
Tampa
Washington?
and Washington, yeah.
I don't think I'm trying to think. I think in 2011 they did. Because Tampa went against Boston. someone. I'll look it up.
Tampa Bay lost against Boston because Boston won the Stanley Cup against Vancouver.
Yeah, they lost in 2000. Yeah.
Very interesting. All right. But yeah. So, in your eyes,
In my eyes.
what do you see is going to be the difference maker in this game 7?
I think the biggest difference maker for this Tampa and Washington series, I want to say, is defense. No, I will. No. I mean, we're not talking just defense here. I'm talking about defense. Like, I'm talking Niskanen needs to pull his head out of his butt. And he needs to start playing like that top 4 defenseman that he's been playing this entire playoff. And for whatever reason, during this Tampa Bay series, he just seemed to have lost his way. And maybe whether or not you want to believe it, I think Barry Trotz needs to open his eyes and realize maybe I shouldn't give him as much playing time as I have been. You need to get rid of that mentality and just play Brooks Hartwig. I know nobody
And
wants
maybe get food off of your mind.
That's me.
I'm just kidding.
No.
Where's my neck?
No, I mean you have Brooks Hartwig, who's actually, I think he's playing out of his unreal this series. Not only with the physicality, but actually getting the puck up and actually making offensive plays. And you have Niskanen, who's turned the puck over nonstop. He seems to be hemmed in his own zone seems like all the time. And these passes that he's trying to do aren't just working, even the short passes. And it seems to be, I feel like it's a mental aspect for him that it's not working out. And I don't know if it's miscommunication with Carlson or it's miscommunication with him and his teammates. He just seems to be in his own world, not really giving them anything.
So what you're saying in hindsight is that he forgot how to hockey.
He kind of did. He kind of did forget how to hockey. And he even admitted it at the end of Game 5, those first 3 goals in which Washington gave up, he was on the ice for all 3.
Yeah.
And they were pretty much all his fault. And I mean, I looked to even game number 5, in which he turned the puck over. The Washington Capitals had a team giveaway. I think it was like 25, and Niskanen gave away 15 of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's something you just can't do in the playoffs.
Well, in general, you can do that in general, but let alone in the playoffs, especially when you're up in the playoffs like they were tied at the time. I think that's the biggest key if Niskanen can find his game, and whether or not that they need to stop going on the penalty kill as well. That power play of Tampa, while it may not score the entire time, they score a lot. I think it just wears them down because they just can't get it out every single time. It just seems like they may not score on it, but that cycle game and just keeping those players on the ice the entire power play it's unreal. This power play is unreal. And I don't think there's a team out there that has two trigger men from the left or right side like Tampa Bay does with Stamkos and Kucherov. Like either one, you could throw it over to the left, Stamkos will just slap it in. You throw it to the right, Kucherov will snap it in there.
Yeah.
And even their point, they're such a deep team, but also at the same time, you have Washington, whose power play is equally as strong. I don't think they have that cycle game going. I think they're more of a rush into the zone, set up a little bit, and then just shoot it in there. But they get the job done too. I think that special teams will be the biggest factor in this Game 7. But I think they both need to clean up their neutral zone play for sure, because each team is really messy moving into the zone. There doesn't seem to be a neutral zone kind of play. I don't think anybody's really established their game plan so far in this series, which has literally been for Tampa, get the score up and then stop them in the neutral zone, or stop them more or less in their zone and just keep cycling. They just seem to turtle up. Same thing with Washington. I don't know what's going on between these two teams. I think these two teams they can't figure out each other's systems, so they're just kind of doing whatever. But yeah, I want to see better overall play from each team. But I think I'm gonna go with Tampa in this series to get the win.
Wow.
As much as I want Ovechkin to win a cup, I just feel that Tampa. I feel like this is Tampa's year.
I disagree. I'm gonna go with Washington. Obviously in 7. Washington in 7.
Wow.
All right. But what I'm gonna say is gonna be the contributing factor here. We're gonna see Vasilevsky have the worst game of his career.
Why?
Because Ovechkin is gonna
fire.
Ovechkin is gonna take over. You're gonna see Ovechkin score 2, Carlson score 1, Kempny score 1, of
course,
Devontae Smith-Pelly score 1, and then you'll see Ovechkin score another goal for the hat trick. I'm gonna say final score 6-2.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I disagree. I feel like this is one of those games that's gonna go to overtime, like 2-2, and Tampa's just gonna.
No. Come on, son.
I know you're old, so it makes
Sonny,
sense.
you need to realize that this is not going to an overtime.
It probably
The
is.
Washington Capitals are going to win.
I don't see it.
I don't know how you don't see it.
You're not giving me any reasons. Did you know Kuznetsov leads all players in points?
I did know that.
Playoffs.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
23 points, and second is Ovechkin. with
Wow.
21. They both have 11 goals, eh?
Very good, eh? Thanks there, bud.
You're welcome. Jake Gensel still has 20. That's still nuts, man. Jake Gensel and Crosby both had 21 points in 12 games.
And how's that working out for him? They're sipping brandy on a golf course somewhere.
Just like the Hawks the last
hey, that's okay.
season.
My Hawks are having fun. That's the difference. All right. They're
We're
showing.
going to talk about that thing we talked about earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
We are.
that's fine. We will go ahead and do that. But at first, we got to do our update, and we'll come back with something.
Trivia.
Let's do the penalty box. Oh, trivia.
We have only like 5 minutes, right? This next segment.
Sure.
Yeah.
Something like that. All right. I'll be back here at Penalty Box, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Chicagoland Sports Radio Sports Update.
At 3:30, I'm the Goon with your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com update brought to you by the Illinois Media School. For more information on careers in broadcasting, go to BeOnAir.com. Cubbies welcome in the Cleveland Indians tonight after having yesterday off. Tyler Chatwood is on the mound against Trevor Bauer. First pitch comes from Wrigley at 6:05. Sox and Orioles get ready to do it all again. The Sox lost yesterday 3-2. And James Shields will be on the mound against Kevin Guzman. First pitch at 7:10. Caps won last night 3-0 over the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Caps. Open up your ears, Nico. All right. Game 7's tomorrow night in Tampa. And in case you didn't hear, Tampa Bay Lightning head coach John Cooper may have raised some eyebrows and sparked some controversy with comments concerning the Vegas Golden Knights. He says the Knights' success this campaign is far from a fairy tale, also including it's a success story is what it is. It's not a Cinderella story. That's a weird quote and how it's worded. This update is also brought to you by the Chicago Dogs Baseball. Chicago Dogs Baseball, rather. Home opener for the inaugural season will be May 25th when they take on the Kansas City T-Bones at 7:05. For more tickets, visit thechicagodogs.com. I don't think I said that in the last one, so we'll make sure we get that in there. I'm the Goon, and you're listening to Chicagoland Sports Radio. It's not just sports, it's a way of life. Hello, and welcome back to the penalty box. I hit your mic. I don't know why it didn't come on. Now you're on. You're on.
Hello.
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 How are you doing?
How are you? Okay.
Okay.
All right, hit me with this question that you were
yes.
that you were hyping.
Okay. Hard question warning. Who holds the NHL record for most career power play goals in the regular season? Is it Jaromir Jagr, Sidney
Jagr.
Crosby? Wait till I finish the question. Jaromir Jagr, Sidney Crosby, Dave Andreychuk, or Wayne Gretzky?
You know what? I think it's Andreychuk.
Come on!
I knew it was Andreychuk.
No, I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just let you be wrong.
Well, because I know Jagr has the most in the playoffs, right?
I don't know.
I think he has the most in the playoffs, and I was gonna say if it wasn't him, it's definitely Andreychuk. I know Crosby is nowhere close because he didn't score in the power play.
That was the only question I got wrong in this easy NHL quiz.
All right, I got you. Who was the 2004 NHL Rookie of the Year? Was it Barrett Jackman, Trent Hunter, Ovechkin, or Raycroft?
Ovechkin?
No.
Raycroft?
Raycroft.
Oh. Well, all right then.
Who? Well, you know that one's easy.
No, tell me.
Who roared to NHL stardom as the Golden Jet?
Bobby Hull.
That's the easy one. Who is the fastest player in NHL history to reach 1,000 career points? Guy Lafleur, Eddie Shore, Gretzky, or Lemieux?
Gretzky.
That's Gret. He reached 1,000 points in 424 games.
I believe it. That's insane.
All right. Who was the first player to score 50 goals in a season?
Wayne Gretzky.
No.
Bobby Orr. Mario Lemieux.
He said that so confidently.
Mario Lemieux.
No.
Eddie Olczyk. Bob Probert.
No. It's the Rocket. Rocket Richard Maurice. Rocket
Oh, is that who that is?
Yep.
Oh.
He's actually pretty good.
Kind of.
Kind of good.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was the only player to play with his son in the WHL? Who's the second best player statistically in NHL history?
Patrick Kane. Oh,
It's me turning off.
Was it? I'm trying to think here. Played with his son in the WHL.
Yeah, his son went on to have a Hall of Fame career. Played for the Red Wings. Is known for his time with the Flyers.
I have no idea.
It's Mark Hall. Howe. Mark Howe. Gordie Howe.
Oh, Gordie Howe. Yeah.
Mark Howe.
All right.
I know how bad you are with names.
I know. All right, we're gonna have to leave it there. When we come back, we'll do something. I don't know. Maybe preview the Stanley Cup final. I don't know.
Maybe
not. I don't know.
More trivia.
More trivia. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll be back on the penalty box. ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Jonathan Hood, ESPN 1000.
People often ask me, Hoodie, how can I be a sports radio guy like you? I tell them it takes drive and determination, and you need to learn how it all works. You can learn to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. You'll have a chance to get internships at stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your new career in 1 year. It's a great school to get the hands-on training you need for a broadcasting career, doing what you love. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So don't waste another minute. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Baseball is in full swing again here in Chicago, but there are still some unanswered questions for both teams on either side of town. Fans of the White Sox are asking when their highly touted prospects will be called up from the minors for reinforcements, and Cubs fans are wondering if their team can keep a long winning streak and stay on top of the NL Central. Join Tim and Ben on the Nightcap every Monday night from 9 to 10 p.m. as they discuss those questions and much more in the world of sports. Only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Join Ryan Christopherson and Dimitri Big Meech Veros in Santa Maria!
Whoa, Ryan, wait. Is that blasphemous?
No, man, we're cool. At least I think we're cool.
Well, I'll tell you, the real sin would be not tuning into Deep in the Dugout every Monday from 2 to 4 on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, where we talk Sox, Cubs, and everything around this great God-given league.
That's Deep in the Dugout on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
It's springtime in Chicago, and you know what that means?
Free beer! Free beer, 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 beer!
No, not that. It means that here on the Fans Corner, we are going to get you ready for some football as the NFL season is right around the corner. Although we're going to talk about the MLB season thus far. And if you're worried, we're not going to talk about the NBA playoffs. But lastly, here on the Fans Corner, we're going to be introducing a new staple segment, Pro Wrestling Recap. So please join us on Friday afternoons from 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
John Leonard with the most action-packed 2 hours on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, the Fight League Report. Every Tuesday, listen in as we bring you all the news happening around the world of MMA. Interviews from UFC, national and regional fighters, and coaches have become a staple of our show. Me and Rick Sanchez are also talking about the absurdities in the sport as well. Listen live Tuesday at 12 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
I mean, look at this. Twisted Steel and American Sex Appeal, baby. I mean, like...
Your Chicago teams. And, of course, every week we finish with a little wrestling talk. So tune in to the K-Trey Show every Monday night from 7 to 9 only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey Kanye, how do you feel about our new name, Down in Front?
I was crazy, dude.
So is that a no or yes?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Kanye.
You're welcome.
Tune in to Down in Front every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. with Ryan Christopherson and Kenya Collins on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Whoop-dee-dee scoop poop.
Saturday on Deck. Find out who will be the beast in the East and the best in the West in the NBA Conference Finals. Meet Charles Page-Ritchie, Sid the Kid, and Corey Barber. Also, who will host Lord Stanley's Cup. And also Cubs and Sox baseball coverage.
Change the channel, Marge.
So make sure to tune in to On Deck every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
I've been in the radio and broadcasting business a long time, more than 3 decades, and I thought, if I spread my knowledge and shared what I know about the business with a lot of young minds, maybe I could get some of those people involved. And my dad talked to schools, and I thought I could do that too, and I could do it all in one place at Illinois Media School. I've been having a great time. I tell everybody I'm learning as much from the students as they learn from me. I am Eddie Volkman, and I am IMS.
Hello and welcome back to the penalty box, where we turned on the TV in here and watching Chopped. Oh, Nico's watching Chopped.
I'm watching Chopped.
My back's to the screen.
On today's episode, janitor and former All-American wins. I don't know.
I don't even know either. Where are you going with this?
I'm not going anywhere with it.
Why are you so weird?
All right, we're going to be doing hypotheticals here.
Okay.
Washington wins in this Tampa Bay versus Washington series, goes against Vegas. What happens?
I think Washington somehow comes out, wins the Stanley Cup in 7 games.
Do you think they could beat Vegas?
Yeah.
Why? Give me reasons.
Well, it's all about who wants it more. And I think in the end that bless you. I think in the end the Washington Capitals just score more goals than the Vegas Golden Knights.
I'm not asking you.
I'm just kidding. No, I think in all honesty, I think the Capitals can win if they can learn how to stay out of the box and play a little bit better defensively. They got the high-powered scoring. They just got to come out consistently. What do you think?
Well, they got to come out and play some defense. I think that I think that during the series so far, I think it's been a really physical series between the two.
Yeah.
I think a lot less, a lot more than I think people thought that it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
So I think both teams either way are going to be tired. I think that gives Vegas advantage because they don't need to play until the 28th. Stanley Cup Finals not until the 28th.
Not until Monday.
Yeah,
because that's my nephew's birthday.
Well,
My nephew turns 2.
The 28th.
He's the same age as the Vegas Golden Knights as a franchise.
Well, one's really important and one's not.
I know my nephew is very important. You're right.
Okay. Well, there you go. Now we all know. Happy birthday. What's his name?
His name is Jack.
Happy birthday, Jack. I hope. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, just wanted to get that in there.
Yeah, I'm so glad you did.
All right. Next hypothetical.
Tampa.
So you're taking Tampa. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's the only other hypothetical that's there.
All right. This new assistant GM for the Toronto Maple Leafs somehow brings in John Tavares. Didn't they announce that the Leafs got a new assistant GM?
I thought we're talking about Tampa versus Vegas.
Oh.
No, we can't take Tampa. I'm saying we're doing hypothetically. If
okay.
Washington beats them, talk about that. And then hypothetically, if Tampa beats Washington, then Tampa versus Vegas.
Oh, all right. Sorry, my fault. I got a little bit too ahead of myself.
I know.
I heard hypotheticals.
All that talking about Jack was getting to your head. Too much Jack for you. If you know what I mean.
Sure. Not my choice of drink, but I don't like Jack Daniels. That's okay. Moving on.
Okay, so if Tampa were to beat the Washington Capitals and go against the Vegas Golden Knights, well, first off, who do you think poses a bigger threat to them? Tampa or Vegas?
To Washington?
I mean Tampa or Washington. Who poses a greater threat to Vegas?
I think Washington.
Why?
Well, I look at it from the whole argument of Steven Stamkos. The Steven Stamkos debate that we had. Now, Vegas and Tampa Bay were two of the best teams in the league. So when you think about it from that perspective, I mean, obviously it's going to be a hard-fought series either way, whether they play Washington, whether they play Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay, I like Washington just from the simple fact, not only because of Michael Kempny. You know, I think he actually has the potential to be a good defenseman. But it's you have a bunch of guys on this team who really wants a Stanley Cup, who have never won it before.
Right.
And obviously you have the same thing for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But I think fans in general are just going for Washington because of Ovechkin.
I don't think so. I think the majority of people are going for the Vegas Golden Knights. I think, me personally, I do believe that Tampa gives a bigger threat than Washington. Just I think more star power, more depth. I think, like you were saying, there's more there's players that want to get there. On Tampa, people fail to realize or see that Callahan was on that 2014 team who lost to the Kings. Girardi, McDonough, those guys were all there before. Obviously, the entire Tampa Bay team that was on the 2015 squad lost in the final before. And there's a lot of players that have been at that point and made it there and lost. I think just the drive to not be that second team again is a big drive for them. And when you put all that together, plus the fact that Tampa was the best team in the whole. Were they the President's Trophy? No, they weren't.
No, it was Nashville.
Well, they were like third. They were the best in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
When you put all that together, I mean, they're a great team, and obviously, I want to see that final just because I want to see the goals scored and just the pretty plays that both teams make. And I wouldn't mind. I think if it's Tampa Bay versus Vegas, I think Vegas wins in 6.
Vegas in 5.
All right. We got that out of the way. All right, now we can talk about Leafs Nation falling apart. All tragedy struck today. Kyle Dubas ruined the Leafs. Lou Lamoriello left. Now he's gonna sign John Tavares. Oh my gosh! Then Mark Hunter leaves. Oh, Kyle Dubas. That was Twitter. That was Leafs Twitter today. It was just
y'all need to calm down, man. Come on.
There was so much. There was like a tragedy happened. Like everyone knew that 3 years ago when Kyle Dubas was brought on as the assistant general manager of the Leafs, he's going to be the manager or the general manager of the Leafs 3 years from then. Lou Lamoriello was going to leave. Mark Hunter wasn't another helper for whatever he was, his assistant GM as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't his job to take. I think he made the decision to leave the Leafs organization, and that's on him. That wasn't the Leafs. The Leafs offered him. If he wants to stay, he can stay. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. And obviously he chose to leave before the draft, which he's not going to. You can't choose or you can't be on an NHL team till after the draft per contract rules in the NHL. So he's not going to be signing with anybody. He's not going to give anybody any scouting for the Leafs. He's not going to give anybody any inside information. Like, they have people for that. People.
Right.
It's not just one guy. Hope you guys understand that even with Kyle Dubas being on his own, that's what he was there for. He's a GM of one of the best ran teams now in the NHL. He has people. He is surrounded by smart hockey people. And even though Lou Lamoriello left to go be with the Islanders and Mark Hunter left as well, they didn't promote Kyle Dubas just to say, hey, here's a guy. He's a smart man who knows what to do in this situation.
Well, maybe he left because he didn't want to do the draft. He wanted a year off.
Well, I mean, no. I you know what I'm saying, though? There's no reason for all this hysterical talk about how Kyle Dubas is ruining the Leafs already by being there, by going with the plan that the Leafs gave him 3 years ago. Everyone knew this. This was 3 years in the making, people. This wasn't just random. This didn't just happen one day and like, oh, whoa, what? And even when it was either Kyle Dubas or Mark Hunter for the GM job, like one of them were gonna go, one of them was gonna stay. I think even if Mark Hunter got the GM position, Kyle Dubas would have stayed. He's only 30. I don't think he would have left the position he's in. Maybe, but I don't think so. But I think it was all the Leafs didn't ask Mark Hunter to leave. Mark Hunter had a year left on his contract, and he decided to walk away from the Leafs as an organization.
Well, wouldn't you?
No. No, I wouldn't.
I'm throwing shade. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, I wouldn't. But that's beyond me. And I think the biggest thing that I've seen too the last couple of days for Leafs fans is just with Lou Lamoriello signing or not even signed with the Islanders, just him and with John Tavares.
Yeah.
What impact that implements on his stance for potentially staying with the Isles or leaving. I really don't think so. I think his mind's already been made up. I doubt the signing of Lou Lamoriello is going to be like, oh, you're going to fix my team in probably 3 years.
That was about to be my next question. Was what's the probability that John Tavares signs?
It's not. I don't think that makes a difference with. And people are saying, oh, he had talks with Lou Lamoriello. No, he can't. He couldn't have had talks with Lou Lamoriello because Lou Lamoriello is not even signed with the Islanders yet.
Right.
Those are all reports. So not only they couldn't even talk about anything because he's not even signed with anybody. And just purely the fact that he doesn't even know Lou Lamoriello. So it doesn't make sense at all that this guy is just gonna change his whole mind. Oh, Lou Lamoriello's here. Like, ooh,
back up, everybody. I'm
up.
staying. I'm staying here.
Gonna stay on the island. Man, his mind would have been made up so long ago.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave town as a free agent. And that's the end of that. You can all close the book on today on Leafs history, as Kyle Dubas has ruined the Leafs in one day. In one false move. Kyle Dubas has ruined the Leafs as a franchise.
Pretty sure you ruined the Leafs as the franchise.
You're right. And now I'm going to talk about free agent signings and how bad the Hawks are.
Well, you got like a minute and 45 seconds. So
okay.
Better make this quick, Sonny.
All right, no, you tell me. You were telling me that John Carl. You were telling me the
Dude,
black.
you
the
have
black,
no idea. You
all
have
right,
no
telling-
idea what
hold
I'm
on.
kidding. You have no idea what I'm kidding.
So were you serious about the Blackhawks being a top-notch organization still?
No, obviously they need to retool.
No, say what you were saying earlier.
That is what I was going to say earlier. I just like
saying.
getting reaction out of you, my friend.
Oh my gosh, you irritate me. That was Now say what you said earlier.
No, that's gonna be a troll.
Because now you were thinking about it. You know you were wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
You had like
I wasn't wrong because I wasn't being
were.
serious.
You were.
No, it's hard to be wrong when you're not being serious. The Blackhawks are going to win the Stanley Cup next year.
I hate you, man. He was like, "Ooh, all we have to do is sign John Carlson. We'll be fine."
I'm just saying.
Think of all the depth that we have.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, now the Hawks are in a better position because you said that Kyle Dubas ruined the Leafs in one day. So guess what? Sounds like we're pretty dead even, aren't we?
Hey, who did the Hawks need to draft in this first round?
Preferably a forward.
Okay.
And I would say for that 8th round pick, or I'm sorry, 8th overall pick, they need to draft the forward, and then when they get to 27, they can start looking at defensemen.
Yeah, I would.
I would draft, and you know what? That's the thing is I would look at nothing but forwards and defensemen for this draft.
Okay. I'm excited to talk about Hawks next week. Next week, the Stanley Cup Final will finally be here. Well,
yeah,
it'll be Jack's aftermath birthday, so he might be a little hungover. We don't know. We'll find out next week. Even though he's turning 2.
Yeah,
he might be a little bit too much on the.
That's what we did for his first birthday. As I was joking around because there were people like drinking and getting hammered. I was like, yeah, let's get lit for Jack's birthday. Yeah, first birthday. No, but it's all right.
All right. Well, if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at the Penalty Box CSR. Or Penalty Box CSR. You can follow me on Twitter at Michaels_Nikos. That's MICHALS_NIKOS. You can follow Mr. James over here at JD Hicks88.
Nobody follows me, so
nobody
it's okay.
does. You're right. Nobody does. I am. You should follow me. I'm actually pretty cool on Twitter.
And me too, actually.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can look up the Penalty Box CSR on YouTube. You can subscribe there. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. This was the Penalty Box signing out.
All right, have a good one.
How's it going? My name is Edgar Ibarra, and I'm very grateful for all the knowledge I received at the Illinois Media School. My 15-year career in radio has been a dream come true. I'm a radio DJ, I'm on the air, and I get to be a program